Hey, what is going on, guys? It is YOLO here, back for another video. As some of you may have noticed, I changed my channel name from YOLO Plays to Fresh Gaming. And there's not really a lot of story behind that. It's just I was bored of having the same old name and was like, well, I think it's time for a change. Anyways, today's video is going to be a little bit different from what is usually posted. Um, today's going to be a little story time, okay? So today I'm going to be telling you guys about the time that I was in 5th grade and this kid and I got into a fight. Now, let me just sit here and remind you, I was like 11 or 12. 11 or 12. And I have or had really bad anger issues growing up. Now, I didn't have the best childhood, but I definitely wasn't abused as a child. But I had some serious anger issues. Well, this kid and I got into a big ol' argument, right? And I'm not gonna say this kid's name just for privacy reasons, but let's call this kid Josh, okay? Now, Josh and I had some beef from like the beginning of the year and stuff, right? Well, one morning I had woken up, took a shower and everything, got ready for my day, and me and my mom got into a little argument, right? Well, what me and my mom argued about was completely like not school related. So we were arguing for probably 20 minutes and I was like, "You know what? I got to go wait for my school bus." So I went and I waited for my school bus. Well, my mom decided that it was going to be a really smart idea to try and yell at me from our front porch. Well, the bus came and oh, sorry. Anyways, the bus came and I was just like, well, I'm gonna get on the bus because I'm gonna go to school. I'm not really gonna sit here and take this. So I get on the school bus to go to school, and I was in a really bad mood. Well, I get to school, get off the bus, you know, the normal routine for little school kids. And this kid, I don't remember what I said his name was. I think it was Josh. Anyways, um, I went to breakfast and this kid, Josh, was there. Okay, Josh had a bunch of acne on his face, and I was one of the kids who was like, well, maybe I'd seem cool if I made fun of this little. Not okay. He wasn't so little because he was still in the same grade. He was a little taller than I was, but that's besides the point. Anyways, he had a bunch of acne and pimples on his face and everything, and I thought I was gonna be like a little rebel and be cool and stuff if like I made fun of him and whatnot. So I didn't really say too much. I was just like, bro, you really got to do something about that acne on your face and all them pimples. You look like a faggot. You know, I was still in a bad mood from my mom trying to yell at me through like from down the street and stuff. So anyways, about 10 minutes later the bell rings to go to first period class, and me and this kid have the same first period together. I think it was geography. No, it was social studies. My bad. It was social studies. And the way that everything happened, I walked in. I walked into the classroom. Okay, everything was as normal. Was normal as it usually is. And the teacher wasn't there, and I was like questioning. I walk over to my friend and I'm like, "Bro, where's the teacher?" And he was like, "Oh, we have a sub today." I was like, "What? We have a sub?" Well, it turns out that the sub that we had was this teacher. She was an older lady, but she was really nice. Well, okay, she wasn't really nice. She was really nice to me because I never gave her any trouble. I always stood up for her when somebody was arguing with her. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, she don't need this. Okay, just go somewhere. And every time I would say something, she would like thank me and reward me with a piece of candy, and then tell me to go sit back down at my seat, and I would go sit back down at my seat. And anytime I needed help, I would go up and ask her for some help. Well, one day in this class, and she was the sub, right? Well, turns out that she was on edge that day as well. And I was already in this class, and I was already sitting down trying to do my work, and then this kid, Josh, walks in. Okay. Oh, I apologize. I've got the hiccups right now. Josh comes in and he starts running his mouth, calling me a gay faggot and saying that I like eating dick and sucking dick. And I can already see the comments now. Like, you fucking dick sucking faggot, go somewhere. Like, no, okay? I never once had the intentions of doing anything. Well, he just basically he was just running his mouth. And while he was running his mouth, I was getting really pissed off. Like, I wanted to hit him. And it got to the point where I stood up and I looked at him. I said, "Dude, shut the fuck up before I come over there and punch you in your fucking mouth." I said it exactly like that, those exact words. And he was like, "Ooh, I'm so scared." Well, another little thing about Josh is that he has a speech impediment. And basically, if you don't know what that means when they speak, it doesn't sound normal. It sounds kind of weird. It's something that you may have to get used to. Anyways, when he talked, he didn't sound convincing, like he wasn't scared. And his thought process and my thought process were two different things. Well, basically, after I told him to shut the fuck up before I went over there and basically fought him, I asked the teacher real quick if I could get a pass to go to the nurse because Josh was pissing me off and I was about ready to fight him. And she agreed with me. She said that was probably a good thing to do. And so, me being a smart kid, I wasn't really smart, by the way. I kept getting like straight F's. Anyways, after I asked her if I could go to the office to calm down, she was like, "Yeah, sure." So she was writing a pass, and he was still talking hella shit. So I was like, "Well, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore him. I'm gonna go down to the office. I'm gonna like just sit there, calm down, come back to class, do my work, and still try and ignore him and have a good day." Well, she finishes writing this pass, and when I look at the pass, it says, "Please give Daniel 20 minutes to calm down." And then it was her signature, right? So I go to walk out the door, and there's two doors. There's a back door, and then there's a front door, like a main door for this classroom. And when you walk in there, you walk in, and it looks like you're coming in from the side, even though you're not, because that's just where the door was in the hallway. Well, I go to walk out the back, the back door. That's like supposed to be the main door, and nobody is ever allowed to go out the door, but it was the closest door, and I really, really, really did not want to get into a fight today. Well, I walk out the door, and Josh follows me. He literally follows me out of the classroom with his hands up and in a fist. And before I even have a chance to ask him what he's doing, he throws a punch at me and punches me straight in the face, like right in the jaw. Now, it didn't hurt because, we were like little weaklings and stuff back then. But when he hit me, I kind of like stumbled backwards and was like confused as fuck and was like, what the hell just happened? And then I'm just like, oh, he hit me. So then I ball up my fist and I punch him in his face. And when I punched him in his face, he fell against the locker. And no joke. No joke. He fell against the locker and then he fell on the floor. And when he fell on the floor, it looked like he started crying, but he got back up. He literally got back up. Well, when he got back up, he was even more pissed off than what he was when he went down. And usually it's not good to fight when you're mad about something or mad at somebody, because the anger controls you and you don't ever think about anything. Like, you never think about anything. Well, that was my problem. I was pissed off and I didn't think about anything. So what happened when he got back up was he straight up tried to hit me again, and I moved out of the way, and then I punched him. And when I punched him the second time, he fell. He fell on his face. Okay, and then he rolled over, and I got on top of him, and I started wailing on him. Well, the teacher, the substitute teacher, who was subbing at the time, who wrote me the pass, was literally just standing there watching. She didn't do anything. She couldn't do anything. She couldn't do anything because it was two little elementary/middle schoolers. And the reason why it's elementary/middle schoolers is because the school that we went to at the time, the highest grade was 8th grade. But in the state that I live in, it's like 8th grade is like considered middle school. Right? So 7th and 8th is middle school, and then 9th through like 12th is high school. Anyways, I completely lost track of where I was. Oh yeah. And then she couldn't do anything. So the other teacher in the other classroom, who his name, we'll say his name was Leroy. Okay, we'll just go with Leroy. And he wasn't a very big dude, but he was real strong. Like, for not being a big dude, he was real fucking strong. And he saw what was happening, and I had a bunch of friends in his classroom, and my friends kind of like got up and started walking over towards the door because they wanted to watch the fight. And they straight up yelled, "Yeah, you can beat his ass. You can do it, Daniel." And I'm like, oh my god. Well, I'm just like on top of this kid, wailing him in his face, because if I didn't, he probably would have beat my ass. No joke. But I was just on top of him wailing, and the environmental science teacher, the one who my friends was in this classroom, Leroy, he literally tackled me into some lockers. And when he tackled me, I immediately calmed down. Like, I wasn't pissed anymore. And I don't know why, I don't know if it was when he tackled me, just something in my brain clicked and was just like, stop. But he tackled me, and he would not let go for the life of it. Like, for no reason, he would not let go until security got there. Well, the little old lady teacher called security, and literally, as I was getting tackled, they were sprinting down the hallway. Like, I saw them sprinting down the hallway towards us. And then I was like, well, maybe there's something different. Like, maybe somebody else got into a fight. So I was hoping I wasn't going to get into trouble, but there were two teachers here who was like, just like, obviously I was going to get in trouble. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Oh well. Well, after Leroy tackles me into a bunch of fucking lockers, I'm like, alright, I'm cool. You can let go. I'm not mad, and I won't try to fight this kid. He was like, I can't do that. I'm supposed to hold on to you until security gets here because that's school rules. I was like, well, alright. Um, I will let you hold my hands behind my back, but I don't want you like full on cuddling me. He was just like, alright, that's fine. So we got up, and I put both of my hands behind my back and like interlocked my fingers, like how police have you do when you get pulled over and they wanna like search your car or whatever, or like when they're gonna arrest you and they tell you to put your hands behind your back, above your head, and interlock your fingers and shit. That's basically what they were doing with me. Well, afterwards, like after I put my hands behind my back and shit, the security came and was like, what happened? And so I told him my side of the story, and then what did I say this kid's name was? Josh. And Josh was like, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened, bro. And I don't know exactly why Josh, quote unquote, called this security guard bro, but I can tell he did not like it at all. Like, he got really shitty with Josh. And so the security guard grabbed us both by our arms, and I kind of like resisted. Like, there was no way that this dude was finna put his hands on me and get away with it. So I kind of resisted and went to the other side of the hallway, but I was still willing to go down to the principal's office because I know I did wrong. Like, there's no way I'm getting out of getting in trouble. Well, we went down to the principal's office, and the principal was just like, what happened, Daniel? You're such a role model student. How does this happen? I'm like, well, for one, I was already kind of having a bad day to begin with, and he just really wasn't helping at all. It all started kind of like at breakfast and shit, and then it kind of escalated when he got into class, and when he got into class, he just started running his mouth like really bad, and he started calling me a faggot and all this stuff, and pretty much I explained to her what happened, and she was just like, oh. And then she asked me one question. She said, so who swung at who first? I said, he did. And at first I was like, well, maybe I did. But then I was like, no, he definitely did, because I'm not the type of person to just hit somebody before they even hit me. Like, I don't like fighting, and I don't really want to fight ever in my life, but I kind of had to at this point, because, like, I was not finna get my ass whooped by this kid. Like, it was not finna happen. So, basically, what ended up happening was I told her my side, he told her his side, and what happened after that was they decided, oh my gosh. Anyways, they decided that they were going to check the footage because he said that I swung first, and I said that he swung first. And And basically, what happened was they checked the footage and they saw that he hit me first. And so he got suspended for 2 weeks, and I only got suspended for 5 days. Which, I mean, whatever. Well, when my mom got there, there were cops and everything, so she was freaking out, like literally freaking out. And, like, she thought that the cops were for me. Well, no, they weren't. Some kid got busted earlier with some drugs, and I got a story on that too. But the only way that that story comes out is if this video reaches at least, I'm going to say 5 likes. You know, low number, low channel. Anyways, moral of the story is, kids, is don't be like me, and actually don't be like the other kid and follow a kid out of the classroom, because you're probably going to get your ass beat. And yeah, pretty much that's the story on my fight in elementary/middle school. We were both in 5th grade. We were both like 11 or 12. You know, just a little schoolboy drama. Anyways, guys, if you enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up. Oh my god, I don't believe I just said that. Scratch that. If you guys liked or enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe for more daily content. My videos aren't really daily right now because I don't really have the proper equipment or anything to do videos with, but hopefully I will be doing more videos here soon. I'm going to be playing this one game called Town of Salem. I don't really know if you guys heard of that or not, but if you have, I will be playing that. Little here, little there. I may or may not make a couple videos on it. That is soon to be determined. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Like I said earlier, if you liked it, like the video, subscribe for more content, and yeah, share with your friends. Anyways, deuces.